Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Film Hustlers.
That's what's up, Roberts.
Yeah, man. Nice to see you guys again.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Good, good to be seen.
We missed him, huh, David? Remember when he was gone for a little while? We missed you.
It was like the puzzle piece.
It was. We did
The
our
missing
show.
puzzle piece.
Yeah, we would do the FaceTime with you right here. And
But it sounded good. The show sounded good from Toronto, and you guys did a good job here. No, but I'm happy to be back. I wanted to remind the audience, remind people that listen, to go to our IG, throw some likes up, make some comments, tell us what you like about the show.
do we need a website?
No, we don't need a website. IG is our website.
Look at the producer come out right there. No, you know why? Because that equals dollars.
IG
no.
is our website, and also if you listen and you can give us stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever you think. If
5,
you can review, the more you guys do that, the more people are going to listen. I mean, dude, there's a lot of great information. I was looking back at some of the shows and I was thinking, if you wanted to find out about using a lawyer on your movie, you go back to whatever show that was where we had Walter Bat.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to find out about SAG or how to use SAG, we have a show about that.
Yep.
If you want to find out how we start pre-production, how we raise money, how I did raise money for a documentary, we did a show about that.
We raised money on the show.
We raised money on the show.
We talked to investors.
If you listen to, if you want to talk about middlemen and how those guys work, we had Gavin Navarro on.
Yeah.
Where's he at now?
He's in Cannes trying to raise money, he said.
That's right.
All right, good.
Yeah, I talked to him today too.
Yeah.
He's out there
He should
doing
be
it.
raising money, but yeah, go. Any comments you can give if you have a friend who wants to figure out how to make his own movie, pick one of the episodes, send it over to him. I think that's happening a lot because I can tell that a lot of our shows, like if I look back at our shows, they are still getting listens. Like one that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, people are still like listening. Or like Tommy Harper, people want to find out more about Tommy Harper. They listen to his episode.
There's a lot of do's and don'ts, man. Like, and it makes it black and white.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I mean, it's a real filmmaker community. It's kind of what we're trying to build. But I did want to get into a subject today. I came off of a Netflix movie. We made a Lifetime movie, and like the difference in budgets are pretty, completely different. Day and night. Yeah, day and night. But I'm back in LA. I'm in post, and I'm pitching little things, and I'm meeting with people, and I'm doing stuff. And I just realized, it doesn't matter what level you're at. You're always sort of hustling.
Yeah. You're film hustling.
Yeah, you're film hustling. You're trying to make things happen, and you're making phone calls, and in some cases, you're contacting people that they're sort of dead ends, but it's practice for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. You got to keep practicing. You got to keep doing what you're doing. You got to keep developing.
Yeah.
I just rewrote Rock Me Amadeus for the probably 500th time.
How old is that script?
22 years old.
Damn. Look at that.
Yeah, 22 years old, and I'm still
pushing,
in love with it, and I still want it to be a movie, and I still want to make it happen, and I know it's not perfect, and I know something's not quite right, and that's why it's not getting made. But I don't want to give up because I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
But
how did Beautiful Darkness turn out, by the way, Robert?
Beautiful Darkness is amazing.
Which is the short.
Which is our short.
The short.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. We did what we set out to do. We talk a lot about this too. We were talking about it before we went, live. We set out to make a movie that was great, and we did that. And I think each time you set out to write a script or make a movie, you should be setting out to be number one. Why not?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Of course. But what's the point if it's going to be, this will just be okay?
Yeah.
Why are you going to do that?
You could win.
Yeah.
You could win. You could be number one. You could win an award. You can make a great movie that turns into something. Now, having said that, let's talk about something that makes really good sense. We have Beautiful Darkness. We produced it. You directed it. Now, what can you do to get it in front of people that are going to make a difference to your directing life? We've talked about this a bit, but you speak of what we want to do.
Well, we're going to go to festivals.
Yeah.
First of all,
that's great, but potentially no investors there, right? Just people liking your movie, maybe some awards.
So before the festivals, up until now, up until the festivals, what are you going to do?
What am I doing? I'm sending links to people, and I'm having people watch it. You know what I mean? First, I'm sending it to filmmakers, friends of mine who are filmmakers, who are directors, producers.
What's the response?
The first couple cuts, they had notes. These last few cuts is nothing but amazing. Like they all love it. They love the music. They love the pacing. They love the feel, the performances. They fucking love it. Like
Good.
I've yet to come across anybody who's, like I said, in that field that I respect. You know, these are working producers, working directors, working actors, working filmmakers who have all said, like, you know, and I sent them the first cuts and they gave me notes. And then some of those notes we used, some of the notes we didn't use. And then I resent it with the, not the locked one that not the one right before that, cut 10.
Still great.
Still great.
Still great.
And they all came back with, holy shit, man, this is awesome. One of the producers, we got to have him on here too. Raja Collins, great guy. He saw the first cut without like some of those changes that were important that we made in the first scene and everything. He loved it. He was like, yo, I could pitch this as you as a director for some stuff coming up.
Cool. And that's the whole point, right?
That's
You do work and you get it out. But I'll tell you, screening it for your peers, screening it for people that are potential investors, screening it, you know, telling your friends to bring their friends to watch the movie, you know, and getting everyone in one room.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about festivals, and I'm not talking about sending out a link, but literally getting people into a room with, I don't know, 150 other people, maybe 250 other people, and watching it with a bunch of influential people that may turn around in that evening after having a drink or two, say like, you know what, I want to work with you. I want to try to make something happen, or I have money, or they get inspired that night. So if you're doing projects, you should screen them and try to get as many people to watch them together, and then have a little party. Because my experience, you know, especially in my early years, is every time I screened a movie, whether it was good or bad. Now I'm admitting that I have not always made great movies, but even the bad ones netted something in a positive way when I screened them.
Yeah.
You know, you had a party. I was proud of the work that I did.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know, maybe it wasn't to the complete satisfaction of the investors and the distributors, but you still get, you know, someone taps me on the shoulder at one of these screenings and says like, hey, I have some money. I want to do something. What are we going to do next? And then, you know, you get another opportunity. So screen your movies.
Yeah.
Make sure you get out there and do that.
Do it. You could do it at your buddy's house, at your house, like, or you can rent a screening. You know, we were asking about some places that are no longer
Harmony
around.
Gold is like, I don't know, how many people fit into Harmony Gold?
Like a lot.
1,000?
Yeah, it's big.
1,000 people Harmony Gold, and it's $1,300.
Yeah, that's not bad. You know what I mean? That's not bad
And
at all.
then there's a bar, like literally within, I don't know, 100 feet.
Yeah, you can walk.
You walk over, you have a little party there afterwards, and it's terrific.
Yeah, but even if you can't, say you're in, you know, Missouri and you're a filmmaker, just get it out there and screen it at someone's house, get some beers, some food, and invite some people over who can help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, invite people that can tell other people. Kind of like we're saying, like, listen to our show and tell other people about our show.
Yeah, exactly.
So that other people can hear it.
Yeah.
But no, that's an important factor about what you do. You know, you have to show your work, and in the process of showing your work, a lot of people show up and say like, hey, let's do something together. They get inspired. They might not do that if they're sitting at home watching it on Vimeo. You know, on Vimeo, you forget about it. You got the doorbell rings, things happen. But when you put someone in a screening room, give them a beer, give them a margarita, and have them watch your movie, and you speak at the beginning, tell them how proud you are of your movie and how happy you are they're all there, it may make a difference.
Yeah.
So definitely screen your stuff. And, you know, we were also talking a little bit about, you know, the work you do. Like, clearly I'm doing bigger movies, but the process is what I love. You know, I love sitting down and going over scripts and editing them. I love sending people scripts. By the way, I got turned down probably, how many times have people say no to me today? I think
Today?
Yeah, just today, probably 3 or 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, Netflix included.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, not about my current movie, but I was sending them a new movie, new script, new people, new attachments.
And they're like, no.
And they were like, no, doesn't really fit. And, you know, it's interesting because I no longer, I get a little disappointed, but I'll send an email and there's something really, this is how twisted a filmmaker I am. I'll send an email saying like, here's my new project, here's my attachments, I think it'd be great for you. And they like 10 minutes later send back an email going like, you know what, this doesn't really fit in our division. It's not really what we do. You know, we're doing romantic comedies and Christmas and whatever else it is. And this isn't for us, but you know, appreciate you sending it. But I would rather you tell me immediately than not tell me at all or string me along or not say anything.
Yeah.
But I'm really grateful to companies that tell me right away. But I got turned down 3 times today. I probably sent out, I don't know, I'm going to say I sent out probably 4 scripts today, 4 projects to various people.
Yeah.
And 2 of them came back, you know, zeros. And then I got a complete, like, don't even send it. You know, but it's okay, you know, but I don't feel, I do it so much that I don't, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like stopping at a stoplight. You know how you don't really think about it that much?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about getting turned down now.
Yeah.
I send it out. You don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, I call you up. I go like, are you sure you don't like it? And we move on with our lives.
You know what that brings me to, Dave?
Yeah, what's
It brings me to a conversation you and I had a while back.
Okay. We've had a few, but yeah, go for it.
We have. Do you remember Robert started something that I'll say it right now, he was ahead of his curve, called iScreen. iScreen?
iScript.
iScript, not iScript. Or not ice
cream.
Yeah. Do you remember that, Roberts? Get off your phone. You're like a 14-year-old boy over
Well,
here.
I thought you guys were going to talk about
Well,
pitching
yeah, but you
and
can
shit.
pay attention.
I'm paying attention.
Jesus. You want some fazools?
Hey, he wants Fazul, see?
I need fazools. But remember that? It was a great idea where you would read the screenplay, right? So it brings me to, I saw something on the news not too long ago, and I shared it with you, about this dad who wrote a book of fiction, a thriller, and he worked on this book for like 14 years. Finally got a publisher, put it out there, nothing happened, right? His daughter, who I don't think she was an influencer, I just think she was on TikTok or whatever, documented this. Like, would take pictures of him writing. He'd come home from work tired. He would still write. Took him 14 years to write this freaking book. She puts it out on TikTok. That goes viral. The dude's book goes to #1 on Amazon. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. And it's a good book, you know? And so, and now he's got another book deal. And it's funny because I was reading this on set and I'm going, wow. And Lopez is sitting next to me. So I look over at him and I go, dude, this is a crazy story. And I told him that. And he goes, Tootie, he goes, that's in everywhere though. He goes, there's millions of screenplays that probably would have won an Oscar that are on shelves somewhere. There's films that were made that never get right marketing behind them that just, you know, sit somewhere on a shelf. There's actors that come out to LA and are only here for that's the average stay, 6 months. Yeah. Did you know that?
Yeah.
The great actors who never get a break and they go back home and they get a job doing whatever.
And they were probably wonderful.
Yeah. But storytelling, like, we're here to inspire people, right? This is the whole thing. Yeah. And in doing that, we create our own destiny, kind of. Like, think about what this podcast has brought for all of us. It's brought us all something, right? Getting together, talking about film, talking about creativity. It's helping all 3 of us,
right?
And hopefully people out there. So I started thinking, and I listened to a lot of podcasts because I have a long commute. And when Roberts read the script on the voice note, he sent it out, that really helped us. I think that helped with attaching talent. I think it helped with people. It just helped. And we're visual, but we're also audio. So I would listen to that over and over and over. And that got me thinking, how cool would it be if there was a podcast, you know, and maybe it's a Film Hustler production, maybe not. Maybe Roberts is involved, maybe he's not. But all that it was reading. It was reading a screenplay. Right. You're in your car, intro, opening, you know, it goes through the whole thing. And so, because there's a lot of writers out there, there's a lot of screenplays out there that are really good, right? So what I was thinking is, on our show, you submit like either, you know, a 1-page or a paragraph, and we talk about it. And if we like it, then we set it up on a separate podcast called Opening Scene. And then you have the option to either A, read it yourself, send it in, and we'll put it up, and it'll run for a week. It'll keep running, but for that week, we'll focus on that one. Right. But at least you're getting your work out there for people to hear.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I think you're onto something.
I think it's interesting. I think that
You send the synopsis, but then if we like it, then you send us your best scene, and then maybe we play it on the show. Like they voice it. We play it on the show, and then we say, "Hey, do we want to put this up on?"
Doing a
opening
whole
scene?
script is complicated. It's a lot of work.
So let's go to opening scene. So instead of reading the full movie, maybe they read 20 minutes of it, and it's almost like a tease.
Unless you have AI read it.
But
Oh, damn!
by the way, it was very complicated just to read Beautiful Darkness, which was 10 pages.
Yeah.
Like I had to
You stopped. You took breaks.
I had to
You
stop
chopped
and
it
take
up.
breaks.
Yeah,
So
no,
the-
I heard the cuts in there. It still was good, though.
Yeah, it was great.
I like I
It
said,
added a great dimension that I thought I'd never hear. You surprised us with that one.
Well,
yeah, your inflections. You did a good job reading it too. I would say.
Are you an actor, by the way?
Yeah. Well, for instance, last week, the week before, Dave, because you were in gone. We went through Lucky Paul Smith, which is going to be a
true.
film that we're going to produce or we're going to make. Roberts, that includes you. Okay, you haven't read the script yet, but you will. But Dave and I,
good.
we did Zooms, right, with our buddy Jeff Eady and Paul Adamo, who are producing it. They're finding the money and doing that. But we did a Zoom, and I read the script. Every day we would have a meeting from, what did we do, like 11 to 12:30 or 12:30 to 11:30 to 12:30, something like that.
11:30.
Yeah, so every day we would go, and I would read it on a Zoom, and we would get through. We would talk about every scene. Like, we'd go through the scene, we would talk about it. Like,
Now that was helpful.
totally helpful, because we broke it down. Do we need this? Do we not need it? Is it moving the story forward? Is it too much information? Not enough? So we would go through every single scene, and we did that for week and a half till we got through the script. And it was great.
you gotta do it.
Yeah, you got to do it. But to read a whole, see, I don't know, because you're right, Roberts. It would be tough. But I am onto something here. Maybe it's not the feature. Maybe it's 20 minutes. Maybe it's the best scene. Maybe it's just something to showcase that writer's skill in that story that they're trying to tell. And who knows where it could lead them. Maybe it could lead them to a deal. Maybe
I'll give you this. You're very optimistic about. I mean, it's a good idea.
Well, I'm full of those. You would know
Yeah,
that.
it's a good idea, but you got to also remember, and I know this because I did it as for a living. I had a company that did this. When you read a script that's 90 pages, it actually comes out to about an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be asking someone to sit down for an hour and 30 minutes. Not everyone does. I can't even listen to a friggin' podcast.
Oh, I can't. You get in a good fucking podcast. I'm in my driveway sometimes. My kids come out and bang on my door. Get away.
I can't do that. Maybe I'll get into it someday, but I can't. I can't listen to a book on tape. Like sometimes, if I get into a book on tape, I can do it. But anyway, I think that's not a bad idea. But I think if I was going to suggest something, I would say pick the scenes that explain what your movie's about, your openers,
Yeah.
and go from there. Because in that case, you end up with the most important parts of your movie where people understand. Oh, I know exactly what this is going to be, and it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And then you want to hear the rest of it, and then someone can call you and say, "Can I read the script?"
Yeah.
People still read. I mean, you just have to motivate them. So I think your idea is interesting. I think you should rejigger it to be like maybe a 15-minute listen
Yeah.
of the most important parts, and have a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
Almost like a one-pager. You read a one-pager, but with dialogue.
Yeah.
All right.
Great
Good
idea.
stuff.
Great
Good
idea.
Something to think about.
You're very optimistic, Roberts. Very.
You are very optimistic about other people's work. I mean, I would
Focus on my own
I'd
shit.
like to focus on my own stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually.
You're right. Never mind. Scrap all that.
Oh my gosh. So I wanted to talk about extrememusic.com because last week or the week before I did that example, and I think I used 2 instruments instead of 1. So I want to do it this week, and I want you guys to listen carefully how the instrumentation on this first piece is going to be full, and I'm going to try to narrow this down to 1 instrument on the second song, because I really want you guys to hear this automation that they have, because it's pretty amazing. And I'm sure other companies do it, but I think they do it extremely well. So
You
here's
see what you did right there?
extremewell.com. All right, so listen to this one. Right, you feeling that?
Wow.
It's like it's deep. It's got
Yeah. moving.
Tones.
Yeah. That's like moving.
Okay.
Like dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
like,
something
come
there.
on.
So, and this other piece now is with only one instrument that is automated right in their system. You could make it fit your scene. Same song.
Really cool.
I-
I
Yeah.
actually like this one better.
That was really dope, Roberts.
Yeah.
How
I like
did you
this one
do
better.
that?
Automation on extrememusic.com. They're
You
the
know,
best.
You got a knack for this music. And people are asking about the music in Beautiful Darkness and how great it was.
Got it all on extrememusic.com.
Yeah, and who put that shit together?
We all did. But
Oh, here we go. We as a group.
well, if the thing about music and
You want
Mia's-
some Fazools or
No,
what?
hey, you got to give me some Fazul. No, but look, as a producer, it's one of the things that I like to do the most. Directors don't always necessarily go with everything I choose. We have music supervisors on movies.
Yeah.
They help with stuff, but I do. I know myself, and I know that I spend probably more time than anyone else would listening to music and trying to fit the right songs into the scenes. The other thing that's really useful for me, and if you're a producer, you could do this, or a filmmaker, take your movie and put it into iMovie without music.
Yeah.
And then when you find songs on extrememusic.com, you download them, put them into iMovie, move them around, and put them in the scenes and see if they work.
Oh.
Because otherwise, there's no real way to know for sure, right?
Yeah.
You're just listening, and then you're thinking,
Yeah,
does that
oh,
fit?
yeah.
Yeah, so I actually grab them, I download them, put them
that's
into
smart.
the movies.
iMovie,
Yeah, iMovie, and I watch it with the music that I picked. That's why I think I'm so effective at doing it, because I actually edit them.
Yeah.
But not like an editor would, but just
Right.
like as a
Placeholder.
producer would, as a placeholder, and kind of give examples.
Yeah. Smart.
And then you start to get a feeling of whether or not that's the way you want to go. And then a director could say like, "Ooh, I wasn't thinking that at all," because it's possible, right. Everyone has different ideas. But yeah.
Well, we kind of, I don't want to say butt head, but we had differences on some of the music choices that you were giving in
Yeah.
Beautiful Darkness, but we figured it out.
Yeah, extrememusic.com, they provide everything you need, and they give you automation. They give you, gosh, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of different kinds of songs and different feelings, different genres.
Yeah.
But check them out.
Because you could really go down a
extrememusic.com.
rabbit hole. I did that the other night. And you could just type in like whatever you're feeling, your whatever
Yeah.
you wanted. All this stuff pops up, and then you start listening.
Yeah.
And then you
Well,
keep going.
And within the song, like if you punch in, let's say drama, and it brings up a bunch of dramas, and then you click on a song, and it starts to play that song. When you click on the song, it opens up a little window.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of that window, there's all these other choices. It's like
Yeah.
orchestration or country or
Yeah.
or different types of feelings or drama or spiritual, and
Yep.
you click on those and it takes you to a whole other level of songs, that starts to use all of the words that you've punched in. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a great system, and again, it's part of the process of making. You can't make movies without music, and music
No.
really helps your movie be great. So
Yeah, it really
spend some
does.
time on extrememusic.com, pick songs you like, go to iMovie, put them in there, work with it, and then call Russ Emanuel and buy them.
Boom.
Cheap deals.
Good deals.
Cheap deals and good deals, and everyone gets what they want. But yeah, so it's interesting. I think your idea is interesting. I think
There's a lot to think about.
yeah, what's clear
Yeah.
about what you're coming up with, Tootie, is that you want to help people. You want to help other filmmakers find their way and get their stuff listened to and get them noticed.
Yeah.
I think it's admirable. I think that the shorter the better.
Yeah. No,
So
I
maybe
agree.
there's a way to figure that out where maybe if they send in a one pager, you could read a one pager, or I could read a one pager, and
Yeah.
we can put their stuff out and have people listen to it. Maybe they can also use it to send to important people, But I think it's a good idea. So let's check that out. Again, if you're doing your work and you're writing your scripts, keep plugging away. The strike's on. Some companies aren't listening to pitches. I don't know if there's going to be any end in sight soon, but but I don't know. We were supposed to have a guest on today that was going to tell us a little bit about what's happening in the WGA, but sounds like some big stuff's happening like right this moment.
Oh, good. So maybe they're coming to
or they're getting their knives sharpened. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
Well, because SAG, I think their contract's up next month, right?
Yeah, they're going to vote to strike.
They are?
Yeah, so we're going to have SAG in it, and we're going to have WGA in it. But, look, support for the people that need to make money and make ends meet. I mean, it's going to get worse before it gets better unless they come to some agreement. But people need to work, dude. We're not in an economy where people can just take a bunch of time off. And by the way, if SAG strikes, you guys are going to be in trouble too.
Well, we're news.
So it's different.
I think it's from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
We're
talking about Access Hollywood.
Yeah,
right?
We won't get actors coming in anymore. It'll really stink in that sense, but we will. I think because we're news, it's different. Like we still.
Well, you guys will still be able to report what's happening, which is important.
Well, yeah, exactly. So we'll be able to report on the strike.
But a lot of people won't be working, man. A lot of people are people need to pay their mortgages. People need to put their kids through school. People need to put food on the table.
Yeah.
So I want to say, I hope the producers and the unions and the studios figure it out quick, because everyone just needs to be creative. Let's get back to being creative.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you
guys.
Let's
do it again next week, and hopefully we'll get Peter Murrieta to tell us what's happening in the strike.
That sounds good to me.
All right, and everyone think about Tootie's idea. If anyone really likes it, send in your one pager. Maybe we'll read it next week. Give it a shot on the show.
You know what? Or just go to the gram, hit up Davey Dave on the slide in the DM.
But don't send more than a page. Just send a page or half a page. I'll send some scenes.
Send a paragraph or a log line. How about we start with that, an elevator pitch? Because that's what you need to have in this business, right, Roberts?
Yeah, an elevator pitch is important. Yeah.
Didn't I not pitch you Beautiful Darkness right now? The series.
We pitched it on. The series is amazing.
But do I not have it down?
You do.
I pitched it,
and it's interesting. It's fascinating. Yeah.
So I think that's it. Slide in the DM with a pitch, or a short synopsis, which means a paragraph. Spielberg said, if you can't tell me in under 25 words, then you don't know what your story is.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Hey, I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week.